Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Basa, and welcome to another interesting episode where we discuss on the latest developing stories. We start with Abde Ezazuli, as Basa have reached agreement with Real Betis for the exit of the 21-year-old young star. We are going to discuss on that as we move ahead. Secondly, talking about this report claiming that Barca have been offered 10 million euro plus World Cup winning midfielder Rodriguez for their young winger. We are going to be discussing more on that as well. So, guys, as we get right into it, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't. If you're just coming across the channel for the very first time, you are very much welcomed. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. As we inch closer and closer to the end of the summer transfer window, it appears that FC Barcelona youngster Ace Abde is getting nearer to an exit from the club. Reports emerged earlier this week that the 21-year-old was disappointed after not playing in the game against Villarreal and as such decided to secure an exit as he was unsure about the minutes he would receive under Xavi. Talks of an exit continue to pick up steam despite Xavi wanting to keep hold of the Moroccan international, with Real Betis in particular tempting the winger. Now, Luis Rojo and Mari Carmen Torres of Marca are reporting that Barcelona and Real Betis have reached an agreement for the sale of Abde on deadline day. Real Betis have been gunning for the player's signing all summer, with their new sporting director, Ramon Planes, being an admirer of Abde, having initially signed him at Barcelona back in 2021. The agreement between the two clubs is said to be for 50% of the player's rights, with the Blaugrana receiving a little over 10 million euros in exchange. It would mean that in case of a future sale, Barcelona would stand to receive 50% of the proceeds from the operation. It would also entail that Barca would also be able to sign him for half his asking price in the future if the club decides to go down that road. The report states that Xavi Hernandez and Barcelona wanted Abde to stay, but it was the player who sought an exit as he was unsure about his game tie. A loan move was never in question as it would not help the club in terms of financial fair play, and as such, the Catalan demanded 20 million euros for his sale. Real Betis, though, were not in a position to offer that sum, and eventually both clubs settled for a fee of just over 10 million euros for 50% of the player's rights. Roger Torello of Mundo Deportivo further adds that the Moroccan international will be signing a 5-year contract until 2028 with Real Betis. Of course, honestly, I saw this coming. Despite Xavi trying his best to keep Abde at Barca, the player have always been doubtful from day one if actually staying at Barca will pay off in terms of his career development. Abde is still 21 years old, and the player have always been so cautious about how far would this season look like for him. And honestly, despite a good loan spell at Osasuna last season and a good tournament in the Under-23 African Cup of Nations earlier this year, Abde was supposed to be in the first team as many of us wanted him to be, and Xavi claiming that he wants to keep him. But even though the season has not really gone deep, playing just 3 games so far this season in La Liga, Abde did not feature against Villarreal at all last week. And I think he played the first game against Getafe. He entered second half, played very few minutes. The same thing against Cadiz, entering from the bench in second half. So the player have not been really satisfied according to the reports. I don't know actually if that was merely the reason why he thought he should leave, but of course he wants game time. He wants to develop. He because against when he went to Osasuna last summer, we saw Abde playing week in, week out, becoming an undisputed starter in the team, helping the team big time to achieve the good season that he had last season. So I think now Betis look like the prime destination as they have already agreed with Barca, as Javi has already given up that the player needs to go. Then on to the final story of discussion. With Real Betis getting eager to sign Abde from Barca, the La Liga side have tabled an offer worth 10 million plus midfielder Guido Rodriguez for the young winger, according to David Bernabeu of Sport. Abde appears to be keen on a departure from Barca, having not been convinced, that he will get enough minutes on the pitch under Xavi Hernandez. Real Betis offer exactly that to the 21-year-old young star, along with the opportunity to continue playing in European competitions. As such, the Moroccan appears to be tempted by the possibility of making the jump to Manuel Pellegrini's side. In fact, reports of an agreement between Abde and Betis have already been doing the rounds for a while now. Real Betis were earlier offering 10 million in exchange for 50% of Abde's rights, but as per the aforementioned report, they have now altered their proposal. As per the update, Los Verdiblancos have offered the Argentine midfielder Guido Rodriguez along with 10 million in exchange for Abde's services. Rodriguez is a player who was on Xavi's and Barca's radars in the past when the club were on the lookout for a new pivot midfielder. But with the Catalans having signed Oriol Romeo earlier this summer, the 29-year-old who won the FIFA Club World Cup 2022 with Argentina, there is no need for Rodriguez at the club. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.